All right, family. It's your boy Dway's on Blaze. You know the name, time, face, place, guys. The rapper writes. Oh, this rapper writes with Chatgpt. All right. 2025, the gift that keeps giving, isn't it? All right. More and more rappers, producers, artists, creators are just turning to AI to do the job for them. It's getting to that point. Anyway, this video is by Hello You Seen. Like, comment, and subscribe. How am I not subscribed to this man when I see his videos all the time? But anyway, let's go.
What's poppin', y'all? Yo, now's not the time. Now's not the time to admit this. You got to do it a little bit later. Upcoming rapper who was just on the Double XL freshman list, Baby Chief Do It, out of Chicago. He was in an interview and admitted that he be messing around with ChatGPT a little bit when it comes down to writing his songs. And this is a rapper that people mess with. So I'm gonna play you guys that clip first, and then we're gonna get into it.
And that shit to write my lyrics, real shit.
Word, ChatGPT?
Hell yeah, that shit work. Well, what I did was I wrote down 4 bars, and I said, write me a song. And then it said, give me a start me off, some shit like that. And bro, I started him off, whatever it is. That it wrote some shit. I never actually used AI before, like until then.
What made you want to do it? Like, what? You just curious?
Laziness.
I had posted on my notes one night. I was bored as hell, and I was like, "Who want to write my next song?" And then this girl had replied to him, like, "I would have just used ChatGPT." So I downloaded that shit. Oh, bro, and that shit is cold.
Yeah.
That's scary though. Like that, all that AI shit.
Yo, ChatGPT really need a pause on that start me off part. But this, man, this dude, Baby Chief Do It, he's going up right now. This is not what you want to say right now in your career, because we're really not at the early adoption stage of AI, but when it comes to acceptance, frankly, a lot of these people are idiots. Like, the first thing that someone said was, what's the difference between this and having a writer? I put a dunce cap on this fool. I'm not going to highlight his comment because I don't want to shame him in front of everybody. We don't want to flog him in front of the town square. We just want to address anybody that may share in this same sentiment and let them know that they are foolish for thinking this as well. A writer is preparing a song for you. ChatGPT can't do that. This is like bouncing ideas. Like, for example, and I don't even think people understand how like the basics of an LLM and what it does. Like, this thing can't write a song for you. It's kind of like when people, like what Timbaland's been doing, they think that, oh dude, this person's got an AI software that makes music, they can just make crazy.
Wait, whoa. An AI could definitely write a song for you. That is definitely for sure. What do you mean it can't write a song for you? Yes, it can. You can give it 3 words and say, yo, make me a song from these 3 words, and it'll write a song, a full song, bro. What are you talking about?
Beats. No, you need to know what you're doing. Same thing with the image generators, a little bit different. Like, there's a level of skill and knowledge of the software to be able to manipulate it properly, but we're not going to pretend like it's the same as music. It's more of like a taste thing. But I think this is cool because I think it's better than having a writer. Because if you have a writer, well, let's talk about collaborators. I think there's collaborators, writers, and then whatever this guy's doing. We got to switch up the levels though. So the level is at the lowest, ChatGPT. At a little bit higher is collaborator, and then writer. So writer is what Rihanna gets, what Robin Fenty gets. Someone brings in a track, not only just a track, but they bring in a reference track for it, and they're like, okay, you just got to hop in the booth and you just sing it like this. And then, yeah, they just clone it. Which is it's not odd, but we're not even going to need that anymore. Like, they're not even going to need artists like Rihanna to pull up to the studio. They're going to have all their stuff already prepared on AI. So the person's just going to send in the reference. They're going to be like, whoa, this is a hit. Throw Rihanna's voice on it. Ship it out. Because that's exactly what could have happened with work if AI was...
I wish Rihanna would at least do that, because Rihanna don't really be doing shit with music, bro. At least give us something. At this point, if we need AI Rihanna, then it is what it is.
There back then, Rihanna wouldn't have even had to record her vocals. But collaborator is kind of like when people are in the room together and they're not necessarily writing for each other, but someone like, let's say they lay down a couple of bars or like a top line and they're like, yo, I think this would sound better than that. And then you're like, yo, you know what, you're right. And then they throw in that bar and that person would get a writing credit. Is that person a writer? Not really. He's just a collaborator. And then here with ChatGPT, I think Baby Chief Do It is just organizing his ideas or getting inspiration. So if he's like, yo, I want a song to start like this, but I'm not sure what direction I can take it after. And then it gives him a bunch of different options. He's like, oh, no, this is trash. This is trash. Actually, let me take this. Let me move this around. And then let me wrap it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the majority of people don't like AI right now. So you don't want to say that. It's just going to be used against you. I would have said, like, yo, do not let this come out. Please don't. And the dude's a young buck, too. I think he's, 17, 18? He's still in the teens, like maybe even 19.
I honestly think people around his age don't even care. I honestly think they don't care, bro. So I think he'll be fine.
So I don't think but this just goes to show we're going to have some absolute savages when it comes to like these young bucks that are actually into music in general that are going to be able to use these softwares. I think it's going to be more competitive. Like average music is going to be gone. Like you need to be friggin' making amazing stuff to compete in the near future.
No ways. It's never been like that. There'll always be trash music and good music excelling at the same time. Always. It's always going to be like that, bro. You cannot control, because like you said, it's a taste thing. You cannot control. You don't know what's going to be good or not. And sometimes good to some people is completely disgusting to other people. So it
really just means a better product. But the reason why I say this guy shouldn't use it is first you need a smash hit that everybody loves. That's a number one. And then you're like, yeah, by the way, like I use Chatgpt to write that. Now you do that if you want to ruin your career, to be honest. But at that point, the cognitive dissonance kicks in on such another level that a person won't, they're going to start to justify it for themselves. They're going to be like, well, nah, like, like he just used it for a couple of bars, and nah, he just used it for inspiration because they've already committed. They already love the song. It's just like Nav. Like, for example, Nav, everybody loved him already, or his music at least. And then when they found out he was Indian, they were like, shoot, okay, they're just going to keep messing with the music. But had Nav come out first.
Wait. Did people have a problem when they found out Nav was Indian? People had a problem? Who? Okay.
They would have just dismissed him. They wouldn't have even listened to the music. And even if the music was decent, they would have found a reason to say that it sucked simply because he was Indian. And this is the thing. People would lie to themselves and say, nah, I would have messed with Nav anyway. You think they're lying. No, they're lying to themselves. Because I know.
No, there's no way. Because me personally, the first time I ever saw Nav song was a music video. And that was it myself. And I saw he was Indian, and I still supported him. I still fucked with it, so I don't really know what you mean by it.
That you would not have messed with Nav, because there's no other reason that 30 plus years there hasn't been another Indian rapper. You're telling me an Indian rapper wasn't making good enough music to get on? And
I didn't hear any Indian rapper making music like Nav though. I'm actually a fan of Nav, to be honest, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
30 plus years where hip hop was commercially viable. Come on now. Let's be real here. So Nav did it right. He was like, yo, I'm going to stay invisible till I get in.
30 plus years. If hip-hop has only been commercially viable for 50 years, bro, 50 plus years, then I don't understand why it's so crazy to think that an Indian rapper, how far is India away from American culture? It's miles apart, bro. So it's not that crazy to think an Indian rapper would take this long to become mainstream in America. It's not really that crazy, bro.
And then y'all guys are going to just have to accept me. Same thing that what's going to happen with AI. We're going to have an AI artist made with a song made with AI software. People are going to fall in love with it. It's going to be a smash hit, and then it's going to be revealed, and then that's going to cause people to accept it. They're going to be like, damn, well, I mean, it's a good song, right?
That already happened with Drake and The Weeknd, no? That already kind of happened, bro. So we've already been through the first phase of that.
That's what you have to do. You can't say, yo, I'm making this with AI, because people already have this connotation of AI that it's terrible. But this is an interesting way that this guy's using it. I don't know. It is creating a lot of discussion in the comment section as well. Like some people are like, yo, they just like the honesty. And this is the thing. If you're allowed to use this, for example, I don't think people have a problem with them using this for work. I don't think people have a problem with them using this for, let's say, an outline, right? Like, let's say somebody wants to write a song. And this is where I think having a vision, like, for example, Ye, right? Ye is more of a curator, tastemaker than he is, well, he is a producer, certainly. I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm saying the role that he plays. He's like, okay, we need to have this many producers and these writers, and I'm going to take this verse from this song, and I'm going to take this beat, and I'm going to piece them together. And
that is what a producer does, though. That is the definition of a producer. A producer is kind of like a tastemaker. He's the one who says, get this collab, put this feature here, move this song, chop this up, put this song with the other song. We should wear this for the video. That's technically what a producer does.
Khaled is a little bit of this as well. except apparently for Drake, when Drake just hands DJ Khaled songs. I won't ever find out that information. Oh no, I should never say I won't ever. It will be very difficult for me to ever find out that type of information. But what I'm saying is, if somebody's a good songwriter, I think that makes it even better. So like, let's say Baby Chief Dude is like, yo, I'm trying to write songs on these different topics that I just experienced, and I went through this, and this. How should I structure this? So then it's an assistant. It helps the guy out. It's not writing the song for him. The song is still based on his experience. It's still his words, and it's still performed by him. But I just think this is like a knee-jerk gut reaction to it right now, especially the intersection between AI and art. And I understand a lot of the reasoning and apprehension that people have towards it, but it's not going anywhere. And I think this is a healthy use of it by Baby Chief Do It. And he's the first person that we've seen admit it. And if he's the first person that we've seen admit it, that means there's other people doing it, because you can't just try to write a song. This is why when people are like, what's the difference between having a writer? Yeah, try and write a song with this thing and see how it comes out. Or try to have it write a song for you. It's going to suck. It's going to sound like a nursery rhyme. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.
To be fair, he's right. If you do try and write a song with Chatgpt, it's not going to come out the best, bro. It's not going to be... It's not going to really be that shit, bro. That hot shit. But you can definitely get the structure to the song. You can get you could get 90%, 85% of the song, or the rhyme schemes, or, you know, the topic, subject matter from the AI. So it's pretty much doing the job for you. But I don't see any problem with this, to be honest with you. I don't really see a problem with this, because it's just like using Rhyme Zone to find a word that rhymes, or sometimes you have writer's block and you go on Twitter or something to look for topics. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it as any different than it's just looking for inspiration. The same thing, because, yeah, word for word, I don't think, like, bro, in art, word for word, you're not really going to, you might want to change a word or two. You might want to, you know what I'm saying? And that's already kind of what happens in music anyway. There's a lot of guys who get songs written for them, but then they want to change a few of the words around. They still, you know, and people still accept it. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, nah, I think that's crazy. In fact, like, when it comes to music, I don't feel like any form of using AI in the production creation level is a problem, bro. I think it's just inspiration. Just like you use VSTs. VSTs is like an early form of AI generating a sound that you can, you know, you don't need a flute, or you don't need to be able to play the flute, or you don't need to go buy a guitar. You can just make it on a VST. Like, these are the first phases of AI, quote unquote, even though those are not AI. But you know what I'm saying? These are just tools to help you, because at the end of the day, you're creating the end result. The end product cannot be, I don't know how to put it. The end product, you cannot make a hit. You know what I'm saying? A hit has to become a hit. In any labels try and make hits all the time. Sometimes some songs which aren't really hit status become hits because they get that extra push. But that doesn't mean if you push a trash ass song that it's gonna become a hit. You know, maybe you can push a decent song and it becomes a hit, or a song that people gravitate towards. But you can't just make anything a hit, and that's my point. At the end of the day, the end product of what you do in the creation process is what matters, not really the creation process. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, bro. But I do think you should still write your own lyrics for the most part when it comes to rap, right? Because isn't it supposed to be your story? But nowadays, bro, rap is about anything. Clothes, Balenciagas, hoes, Lamborghinis, flipping beans, pills, perks, all this nonsense. So it's like, hey, man, someone can write that for you, can't they? But yeah, anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. It's been your boy, Dwayne Blaze. Catch you guys in the next one.